What's up, everybody? Jay here. So first off, my page officially got 1,000 views. Yay! From launching it completely from scratch, it already has 1,100 views, so that's pretty cool. I'm pretty stoked about that. And as I stated on Facebook, if I got 1,000 views on my YouTube page, I promise to run in circles on the floor like one of the Three Stooges. And without further delay, here you go. So after I ran into circles, it turned into breakdancing like it was 1992. This floor is that is sick. This floor is really dirty. Which then made me feel really dizzy, like I was gonna throw up. Oh god, I'm so dizzy now. I'm gonna throw up. So yeah, that's that. Thank you very, very much for the 1,000 views. And I look forward to continuing to pump out these videos, and hopefully we'll have 1 million one day. And my name will be a household name. And your children will have to know my name. And then I'll be ruler of the world. And I'll change my name to Vigo the Carpathian. If you got Vigo the Carpathian reference, 10 cool points for you, sir or madam. So I want to keep this video under 9 minutes, so I gotta talk very, very quickly. First off, let me just apologize for not putting out a video sooner. It's been like a week, I think, since I put one out. Basically what happened was, I got super AIDS, the swine flu, and West Nile virus all in one shot. Seriously, I went to work Tuesday night, because I do work night shifts. About 5 o'clock in the morning, my tummy started feeling rumbly, and that was it. I felt horrible, and I've been in bed for like 72 hours. Do you know how many movies I've watched in like a half comatose Benadryl state? So anyway, some of the stuff that I have typed up, it is very old news now. It's about a week old news for most of the stuff, but hey, what are you gonna do? It's the only script that I have, and I want to get something out to you, sweet peaches. First up today, I would like to follow up with my favorite rock band in the entire world. According to People magazine, on August the 8th, the greatest musician in the world proposed to the second greatest musician ever to marry him. Of course, I'm speaking about Chad Kroeger from Nickelback and Avril Lavigne. According to reports, after 6 very private months of dating, Chad Kroeger proposed to Avril Lavigne with a 14-karat diamond. Well done, Chad. This is worthy of a few comments from me. Number 1, goddamn Chad. Well done, sir. Way to give that girl that bling, son. I mean, seriously, Chad, you got Avril more ice than most videos on MTV. Well done. Number 2, this has the makings for some of the worst musical collaborations ever. About the only thing that I could think worse than a collaboration by Chad Kroeger and Avril Lavigne is that time Weezer and Lil Wayne tried to make a collaboration. That was just awful. I can't even make a joke about it. It was that sad. A part of me died after I saw that video. I've already been checking out the Facebooks and the YouTubes and all the social medias, and the polls are busting open to how quick this sucker's gonna end in divorce, which it inevitably will. But don't get me wrong, man. I really hope that they spend the rest of their lives together and they're happy, married, and just stay together for like 170 years. But I do have to highlight the fact that they were only together for 6 months and then they got engaged. Seriously, it took me longer to make a 5,000-piece jigsaw puzzle. I mean, granted, I have the attention span of like an 8-year-old, but still. But regardless, congrats Avril and Chad. But on a serious note, for the love of baby Jesus, don't procreate. That kid will come out having hooves and eyes made out of fire and brimstone. Well done, Canada. You're gonna harbor the Antichrist. Maybe the Mayans were right. And moving right along into news that just makes you go, what the fuck? If you haven't been paying attention to the news in the past week, Missouri House Representative and Senate hopeful Todd Akin said in a public radio interview last week about the subject of abortion. First of all, from what I understand from doctors, that's really rare. If it's a legitimate rape, the female body has ways to shut that whole thing down. But let's assume that maybe that didn't work or something. Naturally, there is a whole mess of people going, wait a minute, what the fuck? A lot of people out there, though, happen to agree with him that abortion should not be allowed under any circumstances, even in rape and incest. Personally, I disagree with everything that he said in that radio interview, and I'm kind of curious as to what doctors gave him that opinion. But the thing that really stunned me wasn't really covered in the news. It was more of like a personal, like, whoa, get this shit kind of moment. And it was actually more of a comparison between 2 stories that are going on at this moment. Last weekend, the Mars rover Curiosity shot a laser beam into a rock. That laser then emitted something called a chem-cam, which I have no idea what that is, but I read it, so it makes me feel smarter. Anyways, the chem-cam is supposed to analyze the soil and determine what the composition of that rock actually is. At the same time, in the same country to which that rover was launched, there is a public official who stated on the news that a woman's body has the ability to shut down a pregnancy if she is raped. Those things coexisting at the same time. That is fascinating. Obviously, we can argue about this issue all day, all night, forever. But when it all comes down to it, should overweight, middle-aged male politicians be making health decisions for women? These are guys that are making health decisions for half of the population about a situation that they will never experience. These male politicians that are coming up with these laws will never ever know what it's like to be raped, will never ever know what it's like to be pregnant, and never ever really know what it's like to be forced with making the decision to make an abortion. I would personally say no. Let's leave it up to the ladies. I think they probably know what's best for their bodies, but yeah, that's just me. Anyways, enough about that story. Just to put a capstone on it, leave a comment down below on what you think, all that good stuff, if you feel so inclined. So the last thing that I want to talk about now is my trip to Williamsburg. This last weekend, me and my fiance, we went down to Williamsburg because I like old stuff and we wanted to check it out and do some touristy type stuff, go ride some roller coasters at Busch Gardens, that kind of stuff. On Saturday afternoon, we went to Colonial Williamsburg. We checked out all the sites and checked out all the old buildings and stuff, which was really, really cool. After which, we went back to the hotel. We were going to change and make a quick pit stop, like 10-15 minutes tops. We walked back out to the car, only to find that our GPS had been stolen. Now, at first, we go through the gamut of emotions. We're really pissed off. We're kind of mad at, I'm mad at myself because I left the car unlocked by accident. Generally just really angry, hateful, spiteful. We're like, fuck humanity, meh. Me and the better half, we decided, hey, let's just stick it out. We started to talk about it and think about this thing rationally. We finally settled on the fact that nobody was hurt. While somebody did break into our car and steal our GPS, the car itself wasn't damaged. They just popped the door open and bloop, took that sucker right out. The car was fine, we were okay, nobody got hurt, and honestly, it's a GPS. It sucks because it's an expensive thing. It's really nice to have if you get lost, but not the end of the world. So we started kind of accepting it. And then I started to think about it mentally in my mind, like maybe this person had an addiction that they had to fuel. Because let's be real, when you're on drugs or alcohol, you are a different person. You will do anything for that next high. You will do things that you would not do in sobriety, like stealing a GPS. So while I'm still pretty mad about this, I'm starting to become okay with it. Because I realized this person obviously needed it more than we did. Heck, for all I know, they got a family at home that they're trying to feed, and this is the only way that they know how to do it. I know, it's a shitty way to think of it, but we don't know. Anyway, coming back, now we're heading into Busch Gardens. So me and the better half, we start developing this this acceptance. We're okay with it. We're like, you know what? Fuck it, man. Got stolen. It's a bummer. Let's move on. Let's have a good day at Busch Gardens. Whatever. It's not the end of the world. We start feeling a little bit better about it, and then as we're walking in, these two guys give us these little passes. Now these little passes, they're called the Quick Queue at Busch Gardens. Basically what the Quick Queue does, it allows you to cut all the lines at the roller coaster and go to basically where the exit is and jump on the ride from there. So it's no lines, no nothing. You just bam, you're on the ride basically. So in summation, we got to ride all these really cool rides with very, very little wait time. It was pretty awesome. So I guess the moral of this story for me, it had two things. One, don't let things like that drag you down and think negatively and do all this bad stuff, because the universe has a way of canceling the bad with the good. And two, you don't know what kind of day the person next to you is having. Try to do something nice for them, because they could have something minor like having a GPS stolen and it kind of messed up their day a little bit. You never know, maybe they had something really horrible like a recent death in the family. You never ever know. Just that one act of kindness from those two guys made me and my fiance feel so much better. After they gave us the ticket and we were walking into Busch Gardens, I was like, faith in humanity restored. Try to do something nice for each other. Because you never know when the person next to you is having a really shitty day and they could use that kindness. Getting slightly hippie in my olding age. Anyway, that's about all I got for today. I know this wasn't as funny as previous videos, but hey, I still have a fever of about 100 degrees right now, and I want to throw up on the camera. Until next time.